The US-China trade war has reached a fever pitch. After a brief period of relative calm, the two economic giants are locked in a bitter battle. The conflict centers around tariffs, trade practices, and technological dominance. This latest round of escalation threatens to destabilize the global economy. The trade war began in 2018 under the Trump administration. There were concerns about China's trade surplus, forced technology transfers, and intellectual property theft. The initial volleys of tariffs seemed to signal a desire for negotiation. However, the situation has spiraled into a tit-for-tat exchange. This escalation has serious implications for both countries. It also threatens the interconnected global economy. Businesses and consumers are grappling with uncertainty. The ramifications are far-reaching and demand careful consideration. China has responded forcefully to the United States' latest tariff increases. Beijing announced a 34% tariff on all U.S. imports, effective April 10, 2025. This move mirrors the 34% tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on Chinese goods earlier in the year. These new tariffs come on top of existing tariffs. Some Chinese goods will now face a staggering 54% tariff upon entering the United States. This escalation significantly impacts businesses and consumers in both nations. China's decision to implement reciprocal tariffs is a clear signal. Beijing is prepared to match Washington's actions. This escalation marks a new phase in the trade war. It remains to be seen how the U.S. will respond to this latest salvo. Former President Donald Trump, despite being out of office, remains a vocal figure in American politics. He has taken to his social media platform, Truth Social, to express his views on the escalating trade war. Trump argues that China is panicking and has played it wrong. Trump remains steadfast in his belief that the tariffs are essential. He argues they are necessary to address what he perceives as unfair trade practices by China. He maintains his America First rhetoric. The former president insists these measures are crucial to protect American jobs and interests. Despite facing criticism from businesses and concerns about economic repercussions, Trump remains defiant. He believes that his tough stance on trade will ultimately benefit the U.S. economy. China's response extends beyond matching tariffs. Beijing has implemented a series of retaliatory measures targeting U.S. businesses and industries. These actions underscore China's resolve in this trade war. They also highlight the multifaceted nature of the conflict. 11 U.S. companies have been added to China's unreliable entities list. This designation effectively bars these companies from operating within China. Additionally, export controls have been imposed on 16 U.S. companies and 7 rare earth minerals. These minerals are crucial for high-tech industries, including electric vehicles and defense. Further escalating tensions, China launched anti-dumping investigations into U.S. medical equipment. Beijing also halted imports of chicken and sorghum from specific U.S. agricultural companies. These targeted measures demonstrate China's willingness to leverage its economic influence in this dispute. The escalating trade war between the United States and China has sent shockwaves through global markets. This ongoing conflict has created a ripple effect, causing uncertainty and volatility across various sectors. Investors and analysts alike are closely monitoring the situation as the stakes continue to rise. Stock markets worldwide have experienced significant declines. The uncertainty surrounding trade policies has led to a lack of confidence among investors, resulting in a sell-off of stocks. This has been particularly evident in major financial hubs around the globe. Investors are clearly apprehensive about the potential consequences of a protracted trade conflict. The fear of prolonged economic instability is driving many to reassess their portfolios and seek safer investments. This cautious approach is further contributing to market declines. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted over 1,000 points, a drop of 2.7%. This significant decline reflects the broader concerns about the impact of the trade war on the U.S. economy. The S&P 500 experienced an even sharper decline, falling over 3%. This index, which represents a broader range of companies, highlights the widespread impact of the current economic tensions. This follows a 6% drop the previous day, pushing the index closer to a bear market. The rapid succession of these declines is causing alarm among market participants. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite also suffered, losing 3.5% of its value. This is particularly concerning given the sector's recent growth and its importance to the overall economy. These declines are not limited to U.S. markets. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that turmoil in one region can quickly spread to others. European and UK markets have also been hit hard, with drops exceeding 3%. The uncertainty is affecting investor sentiment across the continent, leading to widespread sell-offs. The interconnectedness of the global economy means that a trade war between the world's two largest economies has far-reaching consequences. As the situation develops, markets around the world will continue to react, highlighting the need for careful monitoring and strategic planning. Section 6. Economic and Political Tremors. The escalating trade war has sparked widespread concern among economists and political analysts. Many fear that the current trajectory could lead to a global recession. The interconnectedness of the global economy amplifies the potential for widespread damage. Experts believe that the tariffs and retaliatory measures will likely harm both the US and Chinese economies. Businesses face higher costs, reduced access to markets, and disrupted supply chains. Consumers are also feeling the pinch, with rising prices for everyday goods. The political fallout from the trade war is equally concerning. The dispute has strained relations between the two superpowers. It has also undermined trust and cooperation on other global issues. Section 7. China's Calculated Strategy. China appears increasingly confident in its ability to withstand a prolonged trade war with the United States. The country has been pursuing a long-term strategy to reduce its reliance on the US market and bolster its domestic economy. A key element of this strategy is the Made in China 2025 policy. This initiative aims to transform China into a global leader in high-tech industries. By fostering domestic innovation and technological advancement, China aims to reduce its dependence on foreign companies. China's large trade surplus, particularly in manufactured goods, provides a buffer against US tariffs. While the US market remains important, it is not indispensable. China has been actively seeking to diversify its export markets. Section 8. Rare earth elements, a powerful lever. China possesses a significant advantage in the trade war due to its dominance in the production of rare earth elements. These elements, which are a group of 17 metals, are crucial for the manufacturing of a wide array of high-tech products. These minerals are essential components in various high-tech products, including advanced electronics, renewable energy technologies, and sophisticated military hardware, from smartphones and electric vehicles to military equipment. The demand for these products is ever increasing, making rare earth elements more valuable than ever. China controls the vast majority of global rare earth element production. This control extends from mining to processing, giving China a near monopoly in the market. While the US has attempted to restart domestic mining operations, these efforts have been slow and face numerous regulatory and environmental challenges. Most ore is still processed in China. The infrastructure and expertise required for processing are highly concentrated in China, making it difficult for other countries to compete. This gives Beijing significant leverage in the trade dispute. The ability to control the supply chain of such critical materials allows China to exert considerable influence over global markets. In 2010, China imposed an embargo on rare earth element exports to Japan. This action caused a significant disruption in the global supply chain and highlighted the strategic importance of these materials. This move demonstrated China's willingness to weaponize its control over these critical resources. The embargo served as a stark reminder of the geopolitical power that comes with controlling rare earth elements. The current trade war raises concerns that China might again leverage its dominance in rare earths to pressure the US. As tensions escalate, the strategic importance of securing a stable supply of these elements becomes ever more critical for national security and technological advancement. Section 9. A world on the brink. The intensifying trade war between the US and China has pushed the global economy to a precarious precipice. The stakes have never been higher, as the world's two largest economies engage in a battle that could reshape the economic landscape for years to come. The tit-for-tat tariffs, retaliatory measures, and market uncertainty threaten to derail global growth and usher in an era of economic and political instability. Investors are on edge, and businesses are scrambling to adapt to the rapidly changing environment. The consequences of a protracted trade conflict are dire. Factories are shutting down, and warehouses are left empty as supply chains are disrupted. The ripple effects are felt across the globe, from small businesses to multinational corporations. Businesses face disrupted supply chains, reduced access to markets, and diminished profits. Workers are left in limbo, uncertain about their future, as companies struggle to stay afloat. The impact on employment is significant, with layoffs and reduced hours becoming increasingly common. Consumers grapple with rising prices and economic uncertainty. The cost of everyday goods is increasing, putting a strain on household budgets. Families are forced to make tough choices, cutting back on non-essential spending and prioritizing necessities. The strained relationship between the two superpowers also casts a shadow over global cooperation on pressing issues such as climate change and nuclear proliferation. The lack of collaboration hampers progress on these critical fronts, leaving the world vulnerable to greater risks. The path forward requires a de-escalation of tensions and a return to the negotiating table. Diplomacy and dialogue are essential to finding a resolution that benefits both nations and the world at large. Both sides must recognize that a trade war yields no winners. Only through dialogue, compromise, and a commitment to fair and reciprocal trade can the US and China avert disaster. The future of the global economy hangs in the balance. World leaders must come together to forge a path forward that ensures stability and prosperity for all. The stakes are too high to allow this conflict to continue unchecked. Through cooperation and mutual understanding, the US and China can pave the way for a brighter future. A future where trade is fair, markets are open, and economic growth is shared by all. By working together, we can secure a more prosperous and stable future for the global economy, ensuring that the benefits of growth and development are felt by everyone, everywhere.